Welcome in. I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60 women. How are you guys doing today? I'm so glad you're here. And I still have a little bit of a froggy throat. I feel like I'm going to have a froggy throat for the rest of my life. You know, I was really sick for a long time. Tell me where you're tuning in from. I just want to have a chat today and talk with you guys. And we're going to talk about the Boss event for March, which is a really good one. And I'll have to say, the owner of this company just really has my heart. She's absolutely fabulous. So we have Tracy from Santa Barbara, California. You know, I used to live in Santa Barbara. I actually lived in Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo. Both of them are wonderful towns. How's the weather there? Are you guys having spring popping up at all? And then Louise is from Corona. So we have California girls here. I was born and raised in California, and that's actually where I raised my daughters. It's a fabulous, beautiful state. You guys have the best parks, absolutely the best parks, and amazing coastline. So we're going to talk about the Boss event today, which I'm very excited about. If you don't know what a Boss event is, and stick with me, those of you who do know, because there are going to be people tuning in who have no idea what I'm talking about. The Boss event, Boss stands for Big Old Super Sale. And how it came about is way back in the beginning of my channel, which has been almost 5 years now, maybe a little more than 5 years, I started an email newsletter, which has become very, very popular. It really is the most popular thing about my channel. And I kept it going. Every Sunday morning, I send out a very short, very sweet email newsletter with a bunch of cool information. Everyone loves it. Well, long story short is that list is huge now, like super huge. And I was thinking one night, how can I use the power of that body of women to get us some good deals? So I came up with the concept of a Boss event. And what I do is I go to founder-owned or family-owned companies. Most of them are all just really small companies created by a person who started it because they were passionate about whatever it is they're now producing. And I said, I have this great group of women. Can you offer us a special deal exclusive to us? Something good, something unique, something, you know, that's really worth it. And every single one of the companies said yes. And I have to give them kudos because no one said no, we don't want to do that. You know, we don't want to discount the price. We don't want to do this. Every single person had said yes. And it continues to that day. And a lot of the founders or owners of these companies can't wait for the next Boss event because it really is a good way for them to highlight what they do. They get new customers. They love it. So everybody loves it. So the Boss event comes out every month. I announce it in a live like I'm doing now, and it goes throughout the whole month. So even if you miss the live or you just like busy and it just flew by you, it's in the Sunday morning email newsletter so that you have all month long to take advantage of the sale. So I think it has really worked out well. It's super popular. It's a great way to save on cool stuff. And I have vetted and loved everything I talk about. And whoever, you know, the people that are featured in the Boss event, it's by invitation only. You can't ask to be a part of it. It has to be a company that I'm really familiar with, that I generally almost always know the owner or know whoever is running it now, have a really good relationship with it. I feel like their products are standout. They have good customer service, good integrity, the whole thing. So that's the Boss event. And so now you're probably wondering, all right, Kimberly, enough already. What's the Boss event for March? It is Maysama. Who's familiar with Maysama? Maysama was founded by a gal by the name of Bev May. And if I was to have to pick one person in the whole skincare industry that is a leader and really works with integrity and knows so much, she really understands the science behind skincare. It's Bev May. She is the hardest working woman in skincare. I kid you not. There's not even a second choice. She is absolutely brilliant. And Bev is famous for the Masama Green Rooibos Pressed Serum. And you've probably seen this either from me or from someone else in the skincare space. This was Bev's initial product because she found out that when you use this serum prior to red light therapy, it dramatically increases the results or improves the results. And that was something that was tested, and she had documentation and studies in this and that. So she came out with the Rooibos serum, and it was a huge hit. It still is a huge hit to this day. You simply put this on your skin. It's lovely. If you haven't used it, I know a lot of you have. It has a brown color from the ingredients, and you just put it on your skin, and you want to leave it on for about 20 minutes before you do your red light. So it's kind of the kind of thing that if you do your red light in the morning, you pour your coffee, put your serum on your face, have your first cup of coffee, and then go sit in front of your red light. So this is how she started in the skincare industry. Huge, huge splash with this, very popular, very well loved. She still sells this, and I'm very, very happy about it. But lucky for us, she took all that knowledge about skincare, and she has one of those brains where she can just really dig down into the weeds. And she has now developed a line of skincare devices, which is stellar. It's really stellar. So I'm going to talk about two of them today that I absolutely love. The special for the month with Maysama is 22% off everything on their website. So it doesn't have to be about what I'm talking about today, although I'm sure that a lot of you are going to want to try them after I show you what they are. But 22% off exclusively to the viewers of Pretty Over 50 for the entire month. And all the details are listed in the description box down below. So it's a wonderful opportunity to get to know Maysama. And now I'm going to show you two products that are so cool. You might have seen them out, you know, in the space, in the skincare space, or you might even already own them. Excuse me. The first one is the Urchin. And I'll have to say, this is the dandiest little device you'll ever come across. It is really a power-packed little guy. So what is this? It's a small little device, and look at it. So it fits in the palm of my hand. This little guy is such a powerhouse. And here's the interesting thing, and I'm going to be talking about the Urchin and the Gua Sha. Both of these are very, very, very affordably priced, even before the discount. So just know that she's done a bang-up job of creating these. This little guy does so many things. First of all, it's a facial cleanser. So it has this silicone little cap on there, and this vibrates. I think it's like 6,000 little vibrations a minute, and you can clean your face with it. And because this is silicone, it's antibacterial and very, very soft on your skin. So you don't have to worry about it being rough on your skin. It's very, very soft on your skin. I use it with the green Rooibos gel cleanser. And what I'll do is I'll just squirt the cleanser right onto this little pad and put it on. But it doesn't stop there. This little guy is so cool. You actually have LED and microcurrent in this one device, and you can alter what you're using or choose what you're using on the back. I won't go through it all now because it'll fly out of your head really quick. But what I've done is I've linked videos down below on how you use both this device and the Gua Sha device. So all the details are there. So you select whether you're cleansing or you're doing microcurrent and LED. And this actually comes on. Look at that. It's so cool. And you can select. So now it's doing, it's just, it's hard to describe it. And then you can turn it on. And I don't know if you guys, can you hear that? it's vibrating. So you can get LED microcurrent vibration all in one device. This thing is so awesome. I've got to figure out how to turn it off. And I keep mine actually in my shower all the time. And it has different levels. So if you're cleaning your face, you can have a different level of vibration. Isn't that cool? I want you guys to see that. This is the dandiest little device, honestly. So LED, microcurrent, and a face cleanser all in one. Here's one of the things. Now I've got to figure out, come on. Here we go. I'm going to turn it off. One thing I want to say about this is just a little side note. This little guy stays charged for so long. I'm always wondering, do I need to charge it up again? And it still keeps going. And what you do is you can plug it in right here and charge it up. So when you get it, you want to charge it all the way through. And then honestly, it holds a charge for so very long. So this device is facial cleanser, LED, and microcurrent. And in the videos that I've listed down below, it shows the movements that you can use with the LED, the red light, and with the microcurrent. If you don't have a red light and it's a budget issue for you, this is a great way to get started with red light that's very, very affordable. It's easy on the wallet. So awesome little device. Again, this is called the Urchin. I love this. It's really cool. All right, the next one I want to talk about, and this is another cool device. This is a gua sha stone, but it's a little bit more than a gua sha stone. So here's the stone part right up there. And then I'm trying to see it with this. It has heat and vibration. I mean, it is just lovely. So you can use this with, can you guys hear that vibration going? With a green rooibos. This is their BioFlex facial oil. If you don't do gua sha, you got to do gua sha. It is wonderful for lymphatic drainage, for just moving things through your skin, the whole thing. So this you can choose heat, you can choose the red light, and you can choose either pulse red light or static red light, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. And it has the vibration. So it's absolutely a lovely way to do a gua sha treatment. Get your red light, and with the vibration and the heat, it's so very yummy. Both of these are super affordable. I don't really know how she did it, how she was able to manufacture these at such a good price. So these are the two that I want to talk about today, but the entire website is 22% off all month long. So the Urchin and the gua sha, both very, very cool. And then to go with these, there's the gel balm cleanser and the oil, the facial oil, which is absolutely lovely. So that's the Boss event for March. It'll go through the entire month of March, and you'll have the opportunity to take advantage of all that. One thing I'll just point out, and I don't know what her stock looks like. I didn't talk with her about it, but I know that the Urchin and this, because they're really affordable already, I've seen them sell out on the site. So if you're super hot on either one of these or both of them, you might want to choose to pick it up sooner rather than later, because I do know I've seen these sold out on the site a number of times. So that's that. Now I want to talk about, remember I said that with the gua sha, you can have the pulse red light or regular red light. I want to talk about that for a minute because it's important, particularly for people who are looking at red lights now, because there's some new technology out there, or there's some new information. With pulse red light, and I'll try to explain it in a really simple way. So the light comes on and it goes off. It comes on and it goes off. What happens when you use red light, it's just a natural function of the process, is you can build up free radicals. And free radicals are the little troublemakers in our system that create damage. That's why you want antioxidants, in your diet, on your face, the whole thing. With pulse red light, what they found through studies is that because it goes on and then off, that off position allows those free radicals to kind of disperse. Now, I'm not using scientific terms. I'm just using layman's terms so that you can understand it. So the buildup of free radicals with pulse light is less than without pulse light. And Bev's red light units over on Mesama, she has red light units. They're all pulse light because it's the newer technology. I have a red light panel that I got several years ago. It's not pulse light. I do have Bev's panel as well. So it's really good to kind of alternate them so those free radicals don't build up. What I'm wondering, and I don't know the answer to this right now, and I think we'll see over the coming years, is are all red light units going to go to pulse light? Is there going to be consumer demand for it? Are the founders and owners deciding that that's a better choice? I don't know yet. But what I can say, if you have any device in your arsenal, it needs to include red light, because red light really is not only great for your complexion, it's fabulous for your skin all over your whole body, and it's fabulous for your health because of the ATP, the adenosine triphosphate that it creates, which is kind of the spark that helps your body function. So that's the boss event for this month. And I do want to thank Mesama so much. They just have been so supportive. And Bev is extremely easy and fun to work with. So I really appreciate them doing the boss event. So I'm going to hop over in the comments now, which for me is over there, but it looks like it's over there for you, and see if there's any questions. Denver, North Carolina? Is there a Denver, North Carolina? I did not know that. Tampa, Florida. Hello, Tampa, about an hour from me. Sacramento, California. I raised my girls in Granite Bay. Palm Springs, hi Palm Springs. I actually lived in Palm Springs and Palm Desert. I've lived almost everywhere. I have a girlfriend that cracks up at me that I've lived so many different places. My hair color looks nice, better than ever. Thank you. I knew that changing my hair color, for those of you who are new here, I used to have very, very blonde hair. I recently changed it to kind of light brown. It looks a lot lighter on the camera than it actually is in person. It's really more brown. So I changed the tone of the brown from warm to cool, which I think suits my skin coloring better. And I had her add a few highlights. So I'm liking this one. I'll tell you what, the reason I switched from the bleached blonde to this is the maintenance. It was just the maintenance. It just got to be too much. And I don't know, is it just me or you guys? I just have hit the wall with fussy in my life. I don't want anything fussy. I don't want lots of steps. I just want everything easy. So that was the decision to change my hair color. Hi, Bisha. I just saw you in the comments. So what else do I want to talk about today? Make sure you go over to the Mesama website because they have a lot of wonderful things. And again, 22% off all of that. As far as what I want to talk about the skincare business is, you guys are going to laugh about this. I just purchased a course from a gal who kind of does facial workouts. It's not face yoga, it's facial workouts. And the reason I finally bought the course is because I was just so impressed with her. Like, she really understands the body. She clearly must be a yoga instructor because she talks about yoga a lot. And she took the principles of yoga and applied them to the face, but not just face yoga. There's actually sort of facial workouts. And that to me made a lot of sense. And I'll tell you why. Because the women I see at the gym who are older, now I'm 68, so I'm talking women that are in their very late 60s and into their 70s. the ones that really, really lift, and I'm not talking about, 2-pound weights or 5-pound weights. And if that's where you're at, awesome, keep going. Awesome, keep going. I'm talking about the women that are curling 30 pounds, and they're pressing a lot more than that. Their face and neck looks amazing because all that lifting, it tenses your neck and your face and everything else. So I saw this little gal on Instagram and I thought, that makes a lot of sense to me. So I watched it for about a month and I finally purchased the course. Here's where it comes in for you guys. You're going to use me as the guinea pig. So I took some pictures this morning, particularly at my little jowly things right here and my neck. Now, this kind of stuff, skincare is only going to go so far. My skin texture looks good. My skin is very, very healthy, but there's clearly some underlying muscle workout that could be good for me. So I bought the course and I took pictures this morning of my jowly area and my neck, and I'm going to do the course and then I'm going to report back to you guys and let you know. And you're going to ask me, who's the gal? I don't remember her name and I'm blanking on it right now. I don't even know that I ever knew. I just watched her Instagram posts. So I started it this morning. I think I'm going to go several weeks. It's a week-long little workout, training. You do one exercise every day of the week, and I'm going to do it for several weeks and take some pictures then, and then I'm going to hop on and tell you guys if it works. So I'm kind of excited about it because it makes perfect sense to me. In addition, I want to tell you something interesting, and some of you are going to find this fascinating. I stumbled across a plastic surgeon on Instagram, and he was talking about how they've always done neck lifts. Now, on my channel, from the very start, I have not walked into a doctor's office for anything. And if you want to see what I used to look like, just go over to my channel and scroll down way to the bottom and look at the first few videos. And you're going to see a tremendous difference in the firmness and texture of my skin. And I'm 5 years older. And I look better today than I did 5 years ago, all with at-home skincare and devices. So I stumbled across this plastic surgeon. I have not had any plastic surgery, but I was struck by what he was saying. What he was saying is that when he entered the plastic surgery field, and for decades, he's an older gentleman, he had used a process for neck lifts where they actually take the skin, cut the skin, I know it sounds gross, pull it really tight, and then stitch it up. He said that was the gold standard for how you did a neck lift in plastic surgery. However, he said he would never, ever do that today. He has found that when you work with the underlying muscles, in other words, it's the muscles that have gotten looser that allow this skin to get more crepey and wrinkly and crinkly. When you work with the muscles underneath it, and I don't remember the name of the process, maybe someone does that's watching, you can put it over in the chat. I think it's over there for you guys. But when they work with the muscles, in other words, pull the muscles up, don't touch the skin, everything smooths out here. And that's a process they've been doing for several years now. I hadn't heard of that. So when I saw that plastic surgeon say that, which when you think about it, it makes perfect sense. When I saw him say that, that's what made me go back to the gal that does the facial workouts, because what you're doing is you're changing the fitness of the muscles underneath the skin. So I have high hopes, but I'm almost 70. I'm a year and a half from 70. So how much are we really going to see improvement? But I'm going to give it a whirl, and I'll give you guys a full report. I took the before pictures this morning. I'll probably do it for at least a couple, 3 months unless things just really start snapping in, and then I can hop on and say, this is really, really worth it. But it's super affordable. It's not that expensive. And I thought maybe I would even have the gal on the channel and she could talk about it because you guys might be interested. Anywho, that's the update from the skincare side of life there. All right, you guys, I'm going to hop off now and go run some errands. I've got things to do. It's rainy and drizzly here in sunny Florida, which has not been sunny in months. So there we have it. Again, the Boss event for the month of March is listed in the description box down below. The two things that I think go ahead and take a look at are the gua sha stone. This is absolutely yummy to use this with the vibration and the heat. And then this little powerhouse will do everything but the dishes. I'll tell you what, it has a cleaning function, vibrating function, red light therapy, and microcurrent. So you really, really can't go wrong with this. And they're both great prices, even without the special. And the special is 22% off all month long from Mesana, anything on Mesana, anything on their website. And then the ones that the serums that I showed you is the pressed Rooibos pressed serum. This is famous. I mean, this is really very, very unique. Increases the efficacy of red light. The facial oil and then the gel cleanser is absolutely yummy. And again, I just put this right on top and wash my face with it. So I'm going to hop off and see if there's any questions. Looking forward to the results of the neck and jowl thing. I am too. If it works, I mean, that's going to be really something fun. Don't you think? I think we should have her on if it works. Okay. You know what, Linda, you can back it up and watch the whole thing. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for popping in. I really do appreciate it. You guys know it just makes my day when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you. All right, everyone. I will see you soon. Fun video coming up this weekend. Actually, you don't want to miss this weekend's video because I'm getting a little rough to talk about a topic that I think we all need to take a look at. All right, everyone, make it a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye now.